Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And it is the last day of March. Can you believe it? 2 months until the pool's open. I'm so excited, and I have both of my Melody Beatty books here to read today. Yesterday, I didn't get a chance to film a video. It was getting late, and I had my home group meeting last night, so I was like, okay, I need to go get changed, and I need to go get ready so that I can go pick up my good Judy Tanya on time. I was 2 minutes late, so I was pretty much on time. So I didn't get a chance to film a video yesterday. So today, we're going to read from Melody Beatty, and let's see what she has to say to us today. The universe, bring us positive, wise words today. All right, March 31st. Let's see what it has to say. I can't believe it. What's the saying? April showers bring May flowers. So I guess we're gonna have a lot of rain coming forward, which also means allergies in Indiana. It's already allergy season here. So what's the other saying too? That like March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb, or vice versa. I remember when I was a little kid in school, I have my phone, it's like blinking at me, when, or it's all lit up for me, because I needed to, hold on a second. Let me do this or this will drive me crazy. Do you ever have to do things like in order? So I have my display brightness turned on never, so I could read it for my other video. So let me turn that off, and now I can move forward. When I was a little kid, like in kindergarten or first grade, we would, on paper plates, on one side you would make a lamb, and you would make it out of, what do you call it, out of cotton balls. Do you remember that? You make a little face, and then you make the lamb out of cotton balls. And on the other side, you would make a lion, and you would use like yellow string, and you would draw a little picture of a lion, and you would use yellow string. And then you would hang it on your desk, and through the month of March, like how it came in. So like if March comes in like a lamb, that means that it's like, very calm and nice weather, and there's no storms. If it comes in like a lion, then that means it's stormy, windy, thunderstorms, that kind of stuff, or snow. And so March, supposedly, how it comes in, it's going to go out the opposite. And yesterday it was 73. Today it's like 40 something, and it's really pretty outside. So I think tomorrow is supposed to be nice as well. So I don't remember how March came in, but that's besides the point. So let's get into today's meditation now that I'm all settled. Let me put my reading glasses on. It's so crazy to me, like just in the last year, that I've become the person that has to read or has to use reading glasses for like everything. Like on our trip, I made sure I had 2 pairs with me. One that I could like take to restaurants, because I have to have it for menus. If you wear reading glasses, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll sit there, especially now that you like, if you go to a restaurant and they make you like take a picture of it, and then the menu's on the phone, and I'm like this. Do they have a veggie burger? You know what I mean? Like I'm like way out. So I have to take my reading glasses. The worst thing in the world is when you go to a restaurant, especially one that you've never been to before, and you're like, I forgot my reading glasses. Then you're taking a picture of the menu and you're like spreading it out. Have you ever done that? There's tricks. There's a magnifying glass you can download and stuff. Anyway, but I can't believe that I've become my father. He has reading glasses like in every single room. All right, March 31st. I think I said 29th earlier, but I meant March 21st. March 31st. I can't speak today. All right. Well, this one's today is about finances. Let's read a different one. Experiment. This is from yesterday. March 30th. Experiment. Experiment. Try something new. Try stepping out. We have been held back too long. We have held ourselves back too long. As children, many of us were deprived of the right to experiment. Many of us are depriving ourselves of the right to experiment and learn as adults. Now is the time to experiment. It is an important part of recovery. Let yourself try things. Let yourself try something new. Yes, you will make mistakes, but from those mistakes, you can learn what your values are. Some things we just won't like. That's good. Then we'll know a little more about who we are and what we don't like. Some things we will like. Some things we will like. They will... We were rooting for you. That's from RuPaul's Drag Race, sorry. Some things we will like. They will work with our values. They will work with who we are, and we will discover something important in life enriching. There is a quiet time in recovery, a time to stand still and heal, a time to give ourselves a cooling off time. This is a time of introspection and healing. It is an important time. We deal with our issues. There also comes a time when it is equally important to experiment, to begin to test the water. Recovery does not equal abstention from life. Recovery means learning to live and learning to live fully. Recovery means exploration, investigation, experimentation. Recovery means being done with the rigid, shame-based rules from the past and formulating healthy values based on self-love, love for others, and living in harmony with this world. Experiment. Try something new. Maybe you won't like it. Maybe you'll make a mistake. But maybe you will like it, and maybe you'll discover something you love. Today, I will give myself permission to experiment in life. I will stop rigidly holding myself back, and I will jump in when jumping in feels right. God, help me let go of my need to deprive myself of being alive. This meditation is so profound and so important on so many levels. And if you watched my video yesterday, my Peter Does Stuff on my Peter Does Stuff channel, where I took a walk in Richie Woods, it's been something that I've really started enjoying doing lately. I don't necessarily love to do it when there's nobody else out there except for one guy in the woods, and he looks like he might be a serial killer. But other than that, like yesterday, there were a lot of people out there. And you know, it's just like as soon as I start walking, it's like my mind relaxes, and I like become observant of the world around me, and I realize, I think, my part in the universe, if that makes sense. But that's not something that I used to do. I didn't love to take or walks in the woods. I mean, when I was a kid, I did, you know? And I think as we get older, we kind of lose that wonderment and awe that we had when we were kids. Last summer, one of the things that I loved to do was sit on the back porch, and the summer before that as well, and read my meditation books and have coffee or water or tea in the morning and watch the dogs just run around in the backyard. And part of that was really practicing just being silent and still, you know? And if you watch those videos from back then, there were moments where I would just film silence, because I think it's so hard for us, you know, to just practice silence. Like, you know, I've done that on here before, where it's just like I sit for like 5 or 10 seconds. It's like if you just sit. That was like 5 seconds. That seemed really long, didn't it? Imagine doing that for 5 minutes every morning. It clears out your mind, it clears out your head. And we might think that that's not something that we need to try. Like, that's corny, that's silly, right? But it's something that I've started to do, drive in silence sometimes, and my mind just kind of reels, you know? And now, because I've been trying new things, me walking in the woods is something that I really enjoy doing as well. So I think it's important to try new things. I think the other thing that this meditation kind of hinted at was we also find what we don't like by trying new things. You know, I've always wanted to be a writer, always. When I was a little kid, you know, I wanted to write books, and then I wanted to write soap operas because I watched them with my grandma for so long, and I love soap operas. And then when I was in high school, I thought that I wanted to write for a newspaper. I thought I wanted to be like, you know, a publication writer for like newspapers or magazines. And I took newspaper one semester, like in high school, and I hated it. I hated everything about it. I hated like the deadline of writing. I hated just like the whole setup of it. And I know it was just one class. I mean, maybe it was probably so different from everything else. But what I really realized was it's not a very for me personally, it didn't feel very creative compared to what I like to write, you know? And it just, I thought I wanted to be like a newspaper writer and have a column, and I thought that would be really fun, and there was nothing about it that I enjoyed, you know? And I think that that's one way that we find things out. It's like when you're in college, take some classes of things that you think that you wish that you would have studied. You know, I minored in film, but that was something that I minored in late. When I came back and I had to, like when I finished college after I got sober, and I had to just take some classes that were like, I think like 300 level classes or something like that, just to, you know, fill out my coursework so I could graduate. And there really weren't a lot of liberal arts classes that I was that interested in. So I took like Intro to Film 1 and 2. And then I took French cinema, and there was another film class that I took. I think I had to have 4 classes. It was like 12 credit hours equal to minor or something, or 15 credit hours, I think. And so I took like 5 classes, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the conversations of, you know, I can't believe my battery is about to die. You guys, and I see it this time, so I'm going to stop in time. But, you know, just realizing this conversations that you can have about film and the intellectualism of film, and what goes into it and what's there that you don't even realize. And it did ruin a little bit for a while of me watching some movies, but what I really realized was how much I love film in a way that I never really understood before. And I think if I could go back and do some things different, I think I would probably go to school for film. It's something that I really, and I learned that through taking those classes, you know? So you got to try new things to see what you like and what you don't like, you know? But if you don't try them, you'll never know. It's kind of like food, you know, you got to try new foods to see what you like. You might find your new favorite food. You'll never know. So anyway, that was a great meditation. I cannot wait to get into April. I love you guys, and that will be tomorrow. So I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.